You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, an overturned tractor trailer spills 40,000 pounds of steak fries.
And with school out, that means childcare is in high demand. Our very own Anthony Saviolo learns more about this problem in the 4 states.
And we've got one stray shower hanging on down in McDonald County. Otherwise, we're looking to be a little bit warmer today ahead of a bigger warm up and more storm chances. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. 2 people are charged with murder in Dade County, Missouri in connection with the shooting death of their baby. Stormy Baker and Chelsea Martin also face charges of child endangerment. Investigators say last July, the 1-year-old girl was killed by her 3-year-old brother. Highway Patrol says the young boy told investigators he shot his sister in their parents' bedroom with, quote, daddy's gun because she had his toy. Court documents indicate the couple admitted to keeping loaded guns unlocked in the corner of their bedroom. A man dies from a sludge tanker truck overturning near EE and DD Road in McDonald County. The crash happened yesterday afternoon. Authorities say 61-year-old Byron Lampkin of Bluffton, Arkansas, was driving the sludge tanker when it crossed the road and overturned. He died at the scene. No word on what type of sludge was in the truck, but the most common in this area is chicken sludge for use as fertilizer. And a tractor trailer overturned, spilling 40,000 pounds of steak fries. Around 11:45 Sunday night, officials received reports of an overturned tractor trailer on Baseline Boulevard near Jasper County Road 150 in Jasper County. Officials with the Missouri State Highway Patrol say the truck was heading east on Baseline when a tire dropped off the edge, causing the truck to overturn into a ditch. Officials say the driver of the truck was not injured. Crews had the site cleared around 6 yesterday morning. And the Newton County, Missouri Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find a man wanted in multiple jurisdictions. Authorities say James Herbert III is wanted for stealing vehicles in Missouri and Kansas. They say he will resist arrest, so do not apprehend him. He's 5'8", 170 pounds. If you have any tips, you can call the Newton County Dispatch Center.
Well, we've had some stray showers this morning. We're down to 1 now entering McDonald County in our area, and then that will move out of this area, and that's going to do it for right now. But we'll see the possibility of some additional showers and thunderstorms as we head through the rest of this week. So there's a look at where those showers were and then what we're left with this morning. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking good so far out there, and same from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And from our camera, 7th and Range Line, still got some partly to mostly cloudy skies out there. And warming up a bit now, still cool, but into the upper 50s, sitting at 59 in Joplin, 57 Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Iola, 62 Parsons, Chatopa, 63 Miami, and up to 60 in Neosho. We get our morning started. We're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies going into low 70s. Highs today a little warmer than yesterday, but not a huge increase as we go into the low 80s under partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Same as we head into this evening. We'll go partly cloudy overnight, lows in the low 60s. We could see a stray shower or storm in southeast Kansas into southwest Missouri very early tomorrow morning between about 1 and 4. Not 100% certain on that yet. Not everything agrees, but we'll keep an eye on those storm chances for you. The good news is, regardless, not anticipating any strong or severe storms with that. You think today's going to be a pinch warmer? You're right. You think the rest of this week's going to be warmer? You're right. In fact, it's going to be a lot warmer, and we'll take a look at that full forecast here in a few more minutes. Tanya?
Thanks, Chris. You may be thinking about summertime travel with the weather warming up, but gas prices are slightly rising, and that's according to the latest Gas Buddy survey. Survey was conducted in more than 1,300 Kansas gas stations. The average price of gas in Kansas is $3.24, which is a 4-cent increase from last week. And in the 4 states, AAA says Crawford County, Kansas stacks up to $3.20. Newton County, Missouri, $3.12. Jasper County, $3.10. And in Ottawa County, Oklahoma, it's sitting at $3.11. We have a traffic alert for drivers in the Joplin area, specifically along I-44 at Main Street. MoDOT has announced lane reductions on the westbound I-44 bridge over Main Street. Crews will be making repairs to the bridge's driving service. Work will be completed Monday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Now, drivers are asked to slow down and be prepared for possible delays. With school out for the summer, childcare is in high demand. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
While kids are getting ready for pool parties and summer vacations, parents are trying to figure out how to provide that for their children. Parents like Madeline Welch, a mom to 3-year-old Noah and soon-to-be baby girl.
It's very tough, and it also is kind of hard as a mom because you have to choose between, your career, and then you also have to choose between, being with your child. And so you want a trustworthy person that you're going to trust them with, and right now it's very hard.
Madeline had to leave her job to make accommodations for Noah. And while she plans to begin teaching in the fall, with a baby girl on the way, even more accommodations will have to be made.
Our cost isn't going to increase, and it's that mom thing of where you're trying to encourage and go out there and follow your dreams, but they come first always. And so making sure that they're going to be taken care of the way that is in line with how we want them to grow up.
Kids Clubhouse owner Mireya Gonzalez told me that the parents aren't the only ones struggling.
Right now, I want to say every classroom we have is at its capacity, and the only way we could enroll more children is if we were to open up more classrooms, and obviously that would hinder us because we don't have the money, the means in order to make our facility any bigger.
Mireya also told me that with minimum wage increasing, the prices for childcare have increased to keep up. So, for parents like Madeline and kids like Noah, things may seem okay. But this isn't the case for everyone. Reporting from Joplin, I'm Anthony Saviello.
KOAM reached out to the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for a statement, but we have not received a response. Up next, we're going to get a sneak peek of Dream Theater's production of Alice in Wonderland and look at some first-of-their-kind rules of the law.
And later, we've got a stray shower out there today. We'll see more thunderstorm chances later this week. We'll take a full look at your forecast a little later on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Be right back. But first, got another live look at Carl Junction. Today is second Tuesday in the park.
Welcome back. We've got a couple of special guests in studio here to tell us about Dream Theater's latest production. I'm super excited about this one, Alice in Wonderland, and Saya and Lauren joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Now, you play the roles of the Hatter and Alice.
Yes.
Tell me what makes this production different than what we might be used to going to see Alice in Wonderland.
The biggest thing is that our Alice is an adult. Instead of a young girl, we're fast forwarding in her life, and as if she's been having this Wonderland dream her whole life. And now she's going through it as an adult. All the Wonderland characters only exist while she's sleeping and dreaming. And so we're going through all the scenes trying to find a way to convince Alice to stay in Wonderland forever.
Are they convincing?
Yes, yes, they sure do try.
Yes.
Another interesting aspect of our show is that it's set in the late 1960s.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So you'll see a lot of costuming for that period, and our set is very elaborate and it's pretty groovy. So.
That's cool. The 60s version.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Okay, are we going to see the same characters that we would expect to see in Alice in Wonderland, or any surprises?
Pretty much. I'm very happy to say that we have almost all of the book characters. I'm really excited that we have the Mock Turtle and the Griffin.
All the favorites,
all the
for
favorites,
sure.
Yeah. There's definitely more in than not.
All right. Well, let's talk about your roles as the Hatter. How did you find yourself getting ready for this role and filling the role of, I mean, Johnny Depp played the Hatter.
Right,
so,
of course.
We got some big shoes to fill here.
And that's the version that I grew up with, and Hatter's always been my favorite. And so it was actually about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, that I was talking to our director. Her name's also Stephanie. And she was talking about wanting to direct Alice in Wonderland. It hadn't happened yet. And I said, if you do, I want to play the Hatter. So here we are, and I got the part. But yeah, it has been really fun to research who the Hatter may have been originally inspired by, learning about Mad Hatter's disease and what exactly drove Hatters mad back in the 1800s. And of course, been studying Johnny Depp very closely.
Yeah, I bet it'll be exciting to watch you do this for sure. What about your role, Lauren, as Alice?
Well, I feel Alice is really the vessel for Wonderland. She created it. And so I just try to, I don't know, supply the space for my fellow actors to bring all of those really lovable characters to life, while still being a little more dynamic, because I'm an adult now, and there's some stuff going on in Alice's life that's a little frustrating. So pulling from my own experiences to put into her is something that I've been trying to do as well.
That'll be an interesting change. All right, real quickly, let's give the rundown of when and where, what's the cost to attend, and I do know this is PG-13 as well.
Yes, Dream Theater in downtown Joplin. It'll be next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the 22nd through 24th. You can get tickets at showtix4u.com.
And that link is on the Dream Theater Facebook page.
Correct.
Awesome.
And they're just $20.
All right, sounds like a great show to attend. I'm excited about it.
So are we.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll say it, break a leg.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:16, almost 7:17 on this Tuesday morning. Our last stray shower is beginning to leave McDonald County, and it will eventually leave our area after a few scattered showers this morning. And that's starting to leave behind a few more clear skies out there, a little more sunshine on the MoDOT camera at 20th and Range Line, and we're getting a little more sunshine from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And you can see those clouds continuing to break up from our camera at 7th and Range Line. We're sitting at 59 in Joplin, so still a little bit on the chilly side. South-southwest breeze at about 5 miles an hour. We have 58 in Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, 57 Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, and Iola, 62 Parsons and Chautauqua, 63 in Miami, and 60 in Monette. We get our day started. We're looking at partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, low 70s by late morning. A little bit warmer today as we're looking at highs pushing into the low 80s out there. And as we head into this evening, more partly cloudy skies, overnight lows in the low 60s rather. And we're looking at the possibility, we'll keep an eye on it for you, of some thunderstorms, say between 1 and 4 a.m. They'll start in far western southeast Kansas and then roll into southwest Missouri around 3 or 4 tomorrow morning. So that's at least a possibility that we'll monitor for you. No severe weather expected, so that's some good news. Then we head into the rest of the week. We got pop-up storms Wednesday through Monday. Summer officially kicks off Wednesday of next week. And ahead of that, boy, it's really going to start to feel like summertime. Temperatures warming quickly into the mid to maybe even upper 90s by Father's Day. Well, it was a chance for fans to gather and learn about the new lineup of Xbox games. Hal Eisner was also there at Xbox Fan Fest in Los Angeles and has the story.
Yeah, my name is Chris Samples, and I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Chris Samples is a gamer, and so is his girlfriend.
Hi, my name is Deanna Moore, and I'm also from Ontario, Canada.
Is the common bond that you love Xbox?
100%, yeah.
Did that have anything to do with you?
A little bit, yeah. When we met, she liked to play Diablo 3, and then, we started playing together.
Yeah.
How great is that?
Pretty great, according to Phil Spencer, Xbox's CEO, who started playing Pong when he was only 5.
For many people, this is their community, people where they feel most safe, most connected. And for myself, growing up, it was what I did.
This Xbox event was covered by media from all over the world. Turns out we were the only LA TV station here to see Xbox introduce games like Forza Motorsport, Clockwork Revolution, Fable, and Starfield Direct.
Oh, this is crazy cool.
This display was supposed to feel like being in a Starfield, like the name of the new game, Starfield Direct. Of course, it's not the same as online.
What'd you think of the show? Oh, it was great.
Also impressive, two well-known gamers in the community who are blind, who play Xbox games by listening to them.
Mostly it's all through audio cues, screen readers, or whatever they're able to add in for audio to help me play.
And we want to make gaming for everybody.
Phil Spencer says there are some 400 million players with disabilities. We're talking about people who can't see the screen. We're talking about people that can only listen.
Yeah.
And they play through listening, and it works.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing to me.
You guys understand the rules?
Which brings us back to Chris and Deanna from Canada. They may not have known all the answers to this fun little game of FanFest Feud. But Chris says of their Xbox relationship, I'll marry her if she beats Diablo 4 before me.
So certainly some interesting games. I have never had an Xbox, but I know they are pretty darn cool. Well, we'll be right back, but first, get another live look from Carl Junction, as today is second Tuesday in the park. I think it was the 13th. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Joining us in the studio, we got Janice Sackett and Phyllis Scores. They're here to tell us all about an upcoming piano competition. Ladies, welcome to the show. So great to have you here so early in the morning. So Phyllis, first off, tell me a little bit about your actual club that's getting this all set up.
Good morning, Chris. Yes, we are the Pittsburgh Treble Clef Club, affiliated with the Kansas and National Federated Music Clubs. We are a social club, basically, of a group of people that enjoy all genres of music. So we have many goals, but one of them is to promote young musicians and music in the community. So this activity we feel like is one that does that very well. We offer scholarships to young artists, and this is a piano one, so it's for piano, and then bring in someone to do a performance centered around piano, but a musical thing for the community. So it works just fine. It's a lot of work to put together, but we have our trustee, Janice Sackett, who takes care of all the details for us. So I'll let her tell you about it.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you've got coming up, Janice.
Well, this, we call it the Piano Festival, as well as the competition. And this was actually started 6 years ago when Joe Furman at the Bicknell Center had these beautiful Steinway pianos, and he said, I'd like to have a piano festival. Neither one of us knew how to do it, so we just, okay, we'll do it. And so that's when we started, and this will be actually our 4th annual, but we had to not have this for 2 years because of COVID, of course. Right. So actually what we're doing this year is the competition is for young artists, which is from age 18 to 30, and the entrants that I've seen are just beyond believable. They're wonderful. And they're competing for a $1,000 scholarship. And they will perform then on Saturday night, this coming Saturday night, with our main attraction, I guess is what you would call us. And it's Dr. Darius Lim. And he actually appeared with us on our first piano competition. Okay. But since that time, he's gained worldwide recognition. Wow. And he is just finishing a tour in New York from Carnegie Hall, where they got standing ovations the day before yesterday. And he's going to do some of his original competitions, and he's going to work with our festival choir as well. Susan Lauschman will be directing that choir, as well as assisting him with the piano. So the concert ought to be just absolutely wonderful. And I think an interesting thing about Darius is that when he was here before, he was knocked out by Kansas because he comes from Singapore, where it's people to people, and he said he just couldn't believe the open spaces. So he said of all the venues, I think this is nice, of all the venues he's going to be at this particular tour of America, he's looking forward to Pittsburgh the most. So.
Oh, I'll bet. I know just in my journeys, I've gone out into rural parts of Kansas and sometimes just stopped on the side of the road and just admired the beauty and the openness that there is, and something we take for granted that we don't necessarily realize isn't available everywhere. So real quick, tell me about the competition. When is it? Where is it? What do people need to know?
Well, the competition itself will be on Friday morning at 10 o'clock, and anyone is welcome to come to the Bicknell Center and watch that. And then the actual concert is Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, where the winner will be performing with Darius, with the voices. And the wonderful thing is that's a free concert. So the price is right.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with free.
And we're part of the Festival of the Arts that's taking place all week long, which I'm pretty sure everyone's should be aware of by this time.
Yeah,
So,
we've been talking about that the last couple of days.
That's right,
So,
yeah.
all right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in this morning. And, of course, if for any reason you missed any of that, we've got all this information on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be back with more of the morning news right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. Funeral service plans are announced for former Missouri State Senator and Joplin Mayor Ron Richard. He passed away Friday morning. Now, Richard began his political career in 1990 following his election to the Joplin City Council. He was elected mayor in 1994. Now, he joined the Missouri House of Representatives in 2003, becoming Speaker of the House in 2009 and President pro tem of the Senate in 2015. Richard's services begin today, 5:30 p.m. with a visitation at Missouri Southern's North End Zone facility. The funeral is Wednesday at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Joplin at 10 a.m. The Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services will be using a more than $3 million federal grant to implement youth suicide prevention and early intervention strategies. The grant aims to reduce suicides and suicidal ideation among Kansans ages 10 to 24. It'll support the department in reaching out to young people through various institutions and systems, including schools, juvenile justice systems, mental health programs, and the foster care system. Missouri has the most amusement parks per capita. That's according to the personal finance website Wallet Hub. All those parks help the Show Me state earn the rank of 16th most fun state in the country. The ranking is also based on factors like restaurants, movie theaters, and casinos per capita, among other criteria. Oklahoma comes in at 27th, Kansas is 38th, and Arkansas ranks 46th. Joplin organization makes a donation to a Missouri Southern program aimed at connecting education and industry. The Arvest Foundation, part of Arvest Bank, donated $5,000 to the MOSO CAPS program. The program allows students to sample life on campus while working towards professional goals in a local industry. Donation will provide students with grants to achieve those goals.
So MOSO CAPS is really helping build that industry partner pipeline and showing our students that there are great careers right in their own backyard. Students get experience in these industry partner settings, learning alongside the experts in the field, while they're also on our campus taking coursework that aligns to that career strand.
Missouri Southern launched its CAPS program last year. Maple Leaf Festival organizers announced the theme for this year's There's No Place Like Home. The festival will take place from October 13th through the 21st with various activities throughout the week. Parade applications will be accepted starting July 10th. Additionally, the festival is introducing a new logo, and merchandise featuring the new look will be available for purchase. A full schedule of events will be released later in the summer. To learn more about the Maple Leaf Festival, you can head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com.
Well, we got the last of the showers exiting the area this morning. We're going to transition to mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through the rest of the morning. A little warmer, temperatures low 70s, and a little warmer this afternoon as we look at highs back into the low 80s. Again, mostly clear, partly cloudy skies. Pretty pleasant afternoon across the area. We head into this evening, we'll see a few more clouds going partly cloudy overnight. We're still keeping the eye on the possibility of some thunderstorms overnight tonight. It looks like it's looking a little more likely we're going to see them, but the timing is still a bit fluid. We're still looking maybe anywhere between 1 and 4 a.m. The good news is, though, we're not anticipating any severe weather, so do keep that in mind. After that, though, we've got pop-up storm chances all the way through at least Monday, and summertime is on its way officially next Wednesday, but temperatures ahead of that going to start to feel like summertime as we start crawling into the low mid 90s, and by Father's Day, maybe even some upper 90s across the area. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. Home improvement store Menards is another step closer to coming to Joplin. The company has filed 3 building permits, one for the main store, one for a storage building, and one for a gate located on the property. The permits were submitted last month and are now awaiting approval from the city.
Each reviewing agency reviews their specific area. So the building, we're looking at structural plans, we're looking at the electrical drawings, we're looking at the plumbing, making sure it meets all of the minimum standards of the codes we've adopted here in town. Planning and zoning is doing the same thing. Our engineering department's doing the same thing. So each department, our fire department has plan reviews as well.
Permits list the building project at $8.5 million with the official address at 3317 South Geneva Avenue. Webb City City Council yesterday discussed possible ideas for a convention center in town. City Administrator Carl Francis says a local businessman last week asked for an area to hold gatherings, but the Parks Department also has a need for indoor recreation facility and has for quite some time now. Francis says they're already looking at a spot that could be used for recreation and sports during the winter.
We're going to start looking for some funding options. We already have the land. We have land in King Jack Park that has been purchased for a long time. And we have a couple of initial drawings of what the facility would look like and how big it could be. But we really want to make sure that what we don't do is build a facility that's so small that it's not usable. So if we do this, I think the council's pretty much set that if we do it, we're going to do it right.
Francis says they're in the thinking phase now, and the council will decide if this is something they want to pursue. He says they want to hear citizens' thoughts about what could be done. The McDonald County, Missouri Health Department is about to have a new home. It's been years in the making, and now it's nearing completion. The new location will be at 3446 South Business Highway 71 in Pineville. There's also a new administrator, Mike Hall. He started his new position May 5th. He's a former sheriff of the county and believes the county needs this new space.
It's very important for the health department. We got more room now. Hopefully the services will run a little bit smoother. Having the expansion, having the more room, just going to help us help the clients and everybody here in McDonald County.
Current health department is closed through Thursday, so everything can be moved to the new location. The new health department will hold a grand opening evening of June 23rd, a week from Friday, for the public to tour the facility. You can learn more on the new building at KOAMnewsnow.com. That's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, Charlene Patton steps into Studio K and shows us how to make a strawberry smoothie. But this one's made with soy ingredients.
And as the showers begin to exit from this morning, we've got some additional thunderstorm chances and some much warmer temperatures on the way. We'll take another look at that forecast. But first, we've got ourselves a live look from Carl Junction. Today is Second Tuesday in the park. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Visiting us once again this week, Charlene Patton from Topeka, Kansas, coming down here from the Kansas Soybean Commission. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Great to have you here as always. It's a joy, and the last dish you made lasted about 30 seconds in the studio before it was all eaten up, and I suspect this one's going to be the same because this is a strawberry smoothie.
It is, and we've got this theme going with tofu. You love that recipe, and a lot of people are not familiar with tofu, so that's a great recipe to start with that dip. But this is another great recipe, and it is a strawberry smoothie. We had a request in the office for a strawberry smoothie. I went back in the archives. This is a recipe that I developed when I first started with the Soybean Commission, because I wasn't very familiar with tofu either. And I think you'll be amazed how delicious it is. My 4 daughters and I, when they were little, kept practicing and doing different recipes to make a smoothie. This is what we came up with.
All right.
I'm going to let you add the vanilla soy beverage. So add that to our blender.
Okay.
Great.
Easy first step.
Yes, and then I have the tofu. I'm using the soft tofu. Now, I like to use soft tofu because it's easier to blend, but in the blender like this, it's not really probably going to make any difference. So then I'm going to add a little bit of honey. That is going to give it just a little bit of extra flavor there and sweetness. And then we have frozen strawberries. And it would really be good, these have thawed out now, but if they were frozen, slightly frozen, that'd be great because it just makes it colder.
Okay.
Yeah, with your smoothie. Then I'm going to let you add our orange juice.
Okay.
Another great ingredient here, and that's all we're going to do, and we're going to mix it up. How fast is that?
That's pretty easy. I like this one. I always like the easy ones. It's the ones that I can't even mess up.
All right, you try that. I'll pour me one, and you let me know what you think. The creaminess in this, how does that taste?
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
The creaminess in this, it comes from the tofu and replaces ice cream. So it makes a good calories for you, nutritional for kids. And this summer when kids are home, they can try different fruits in with this recipe, but a great healthy start and a great way to use another recipe for tofu.
Absolutely. So pretty fantastic. Real quick, where can folks go if they want this recipe?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org or they can go to our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN.
All right. Of course, you can find this on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:45 now on this Tuesday morning. Most of our showers gone. We just have this one stray shower that is continuing to roll off east-southeast, now getting into parts of Berry County right around Seligman. Once that's gone, that's it for the rest of at least our daytime hours. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. We are looking good so far this morning, looking good from the KDOT camera at 69 and 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And from our camera, 7th and Range Line, we've still got those partly to mostly cloudy skies. They're blocking out the sun a little bit right now, but we're still chilly too. 59 in Joplin, south-southwest breeze at about 5. Cool temperatures around 59, Nevada, Iola, 60, Yates Center, Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, 64, Chetopa, 65, Miami, and 59, Neosho and Carthage. As we get our day started, we're looking at partly cloudy, mostly clear skies in the low 70s by late morning. And as we head into the afternoon today, we've got highs pushing into the low 80s. Will be partly cloudy, mostly clear off and on throughout the day. Then we go into this evening. And through the evening, we're going to be partly cloudy. We're back into the upper 60s by 10, low 60s overnight. And we're looking at the increasing possibility of some overnight thunderstorms, but the timing's still looking to be very fluid. Somewhere between roughly 1 and 4 a.m. is what we're looking at for these thunderstorms across the area. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Of course, we'll have the latest updates today on the KOAM News at noon. Pop-up storms tomorrow afternoon through Monday, and summer officially arrives next Wednesday. And boy, you're going to think it's arriving this week as temperatures climb quickly. Low 90s heading into the weekend, mid, maybe even upper 90s by Father's Day, and hanging on to those mid 90s as we kick off the next work week. That's Check Your Forecast. Now we're going to send it over to the wall for Tanya Bach and Consumer Watch.
That's right. When it comes to living large, baby boomers are at the top of the list. Meanwhile, younger Americans are struggling just to keep up. Internal data from Bank of America shows a significant gap in spending has opened recently between older and younger generations. And while baby boomers and the generation before them are spending their money on traveling and fancy restaurants, Gen X and Gen Z and millennials are cutting back as they grapple with high housing costs and looming student debt payments. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. A young boy in Arizona is taking in as much as he can before he goes blind.
But in the meantime, a group of his classmates are raising money for his cause. Irene Snyder has more on this touching story.
It's a labor of love for these third graders. They're whipping up their own lemonade and holding up signs to help their classmate Luke, who's losing his eyesight.
He's very friendly. He's a gentleman. He's very kind, and he's a great friend.
9-year-old Luke is now on a sightseeing tour with his parents, exploring the national parks. making the most of every moment.
Luke has been diagnosed with a non-curable disease currently called retinitis pigmentosa. There is no cure, but there is hope.
Luke's family started up an organization, Race Against Blindness. And back home in Chandler, his friends are using this lemonade stand off Ocotillo and Norman to raise money and fund research.
He likes Pokemon trading, but he has to see the cards to do that, and I just, this really broke my heart when this happened.
Friends, neighbors, and perfect strangers stopping by throughout the day to support the cause, including their class teacher.
We're on summer break and they working together for a good cause. It's fantastic.
And with each sale, the kids are hoping to make a difference for Luke and for so many others.
It was really good because it's you're knowing that you're helping, it's not just Luke, there's probably a lot of people who have this, and basically you're helping a lot of people.
It's great to see these kids,
kids helping
banding
other
together.
kids. Yeah. It's awesome.
Especially at the 3rd grade level, that's still one of those transitionary periods for them to understand this and be able to take this on. It's just incredible.
And lemonade, perfect for this weather.
It certainly is, because even though it's been cool yesterday and still pretty chilly this morning, that's going to change in short order. Let's take a quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker, and you can see we've got that one lone shower left. Out of all the showers we saw this morning, this is it. It's beginning to progressively exit Berry County, still over the Seligman area, south of Cassville, making its way into northwest Arkansas and continuing to kind of fizzle out as it does so. Here, for the rest of us, though, we're starting to see the skies clear. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. You can see the shadow of the traffic light. Plentiful sunshine out there. And as we look at the KDOT camera at 69 and 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh, again, plentiful sunshine for your morning commute. We still have some clouds out there, but we're starting to transition to more of a partly cloudy sky. It's still a little bit on the cool side. 59 in Joplin, south-southwest breeze at 5. Temperatures around the area, 60 in Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, 63 Neodesha, Parsons, 64 Chetopa, 65 in Miami, 59 in Neosho, Carthage, and 61 in Monette. Now today a bit warmer as we go through the morning. We're going to start to see partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, and yesterday morning we were looking at getting into the upper 60s. This morning, we're looking to get to the lower 70s. It is going to be warmer today, and it's going to get even hotter as we head toward the end of the week. We're going to take another look at your forecast for the rest of today, the week ahead, and we'll have the news you need to know right after this.
A 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A man dies from a sludge tanker truck overturning near EE and DD Road in McDonald County, Missouri. The crash happened Monday afternoon. Authorities say 61-year-old Byron Lampkin of Bluffton, Arkansas, was driving the sludge tanker when it crossed the road and overturned. He died at the scene. A tractor trailer overturns and spills 20 tons of steak fries. Authorities say this crash happened around 11:45 Sunday night. Troopers say the truck was heading east on Baseline when a tire dropped off the edge, causing the truck to overturn into a ditch. The driver of the truck was not injured.
All right, we are going to be warmer today, highs into the low 80s, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. We head into this evening, start to see a few more partly cloudy skies out there. Overnight lows back in the lower 60s, and it's looking more likely that we're going to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the very early overnight hours, so roughly between 1 and maybe 4 or 5 a.m., so we'll keep an eye on that for you. The good news is no strong or severe thunderstorms expected from that activity. Now, as we head through the rest of the week, though, we get those pop-up storms returning tomorrow afternoon, lasting through at least Monday. And even though the official first day of summer isn't until next Wednesday, you're going to think that Father's Day has gotten confused with the first day of summer, because temperatures by then mid to upper 90s out there. So if you have Father's Day plans, we've got the scattered storm chances, but regardless, make sure you're taking appropriate precautions if you're doing anything outdoors, because it's going to be hot.
Yes, it is. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, a one-of-a-kind trading card not yet released has some collectors willing to pay big bucks to get their hands on it.
The trading card game Magic the Gathering is releasing a new Lord of the Rings Tales of the Middle-earth expansion card pack. One particular pack contains a one-of-a-kind Lord of the Rings card. Dave and Adam's Card World, a card trading company, has already offered $1 million to whoever finds the card in the pack they buy.
That's a good way to make drive-up sales. The offer expires July 17th. The expansion card pack is set to be released June 23rd.
Yeah, so I imagine if they sell the trading cards, and they're going to have a bunch of people coming in, buying a crap ton of these cards, trying to find the one worth $1 million.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We will be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.